money, name and fame, publicity? No. What did he ask? Vivek. Power of discrimination. And that is why he became Vivekananda. And that is why we worship him. Otherwise, he could have become a rich person during those times. But had he become a rich person, the richest person of that time, Rockefeller, would not have fallen down at his feet. After he became Vivekananda, even the richest person used to come to him for getting solace and mental peace. Because he renounced this power, this name and fame, this publicity, this money, and he asked only for power of discrimination. So, the greater the power of discrimination, Viveka, the greater is the person who becomes. The greater is the strength. Inner strength comes when we have got Jnana, Bhakti, Viveka, Vairagya. That is what Narendranath asked. And that is why he became Vivekananda. Read his book, Friend of All, and read his life. There you will find many inspiring incidents from the life of Swami Vivekananda, which will tell you how great he was, an ideal personality. Total personal development he had already achieved. Perhaps one of the unique personality where you find physical, mental, intellectual, moral and spiritual, all development together. All development together. That is what you find. How that could become? Because he asked for that viveka. So that power of discrimination, that is what differentiates a man from an animal. So Taylor de Chardin says, while a man knows what he knows, an animal does not know what it knows. That is the difference between man and animal. So as a human being, we have a special prerogative of development of SQ, spiritual knowledge, knowing ourselves. There is a book by Lincoln Barnett, The Universe and Dr. Einstein. There he says, man has a unique capacity of transcending himself and perceiving himself in the act of perception. Man has a unique capacity of transcending himself and perceiving himself in the act of perception. And that is why Niels Bohr, a Nobel Prize physicist, says, man is both actor and spectator in this great drama of life simultaneously. Only a human being can become actor and spectator simultaneously. Two actors are fighting, Rama and Ravana. But when Ram is hitting at Ravana, he does not hit mercilessly. Why? He knows that actually he is not Ravana and actually I am not Rama. After 5 minutes we are going to have a cup of tea together in the greenhouse, in the green room. He doesn't forget. At the same time, he acts as if he is Rama and is Ravana. So both are there. We can be spectators and actors in this great drama of simultaneity. That is, we can analyze ourselves. Where are we going? What is the purpose of our life? But animals cannot have their own self-analysis. They cannot realize the self. They have self, they have got Atman, they have got God within them, but they cannot realize it. But here we can realize the self. That is the highest prerogative of a human being. And that is our birthright. So SQ is a must. And if we do not develop SQ, absolutely no difference between ourselves and human beings. आहार निद्रा भय मैथुनंच सामान्य मेतत् पशुभि नराणाम धर्मो हि तेषाम अधिको विशेषः धर्मेण हीना पशुभि समाना. 4 things are common between human beings and animals. What are that? Ahar, food, nidra, sleep, bhay, getting afraid, maithunamcha, producing children. These are the 4 functions animals also do and human beings also do. But one thing is extraordinary, that is dharma, religion, spirituality, SQ. IQ is available with all these species, animals, including competitors. EQ is available, few species, but SQ is available only with the human beings. Tell a donkey to sing a nice devotional song, a nice bhajan, how he will sing? Hochi, hochi, hochi. That's all what he can do. Tell a dog to do a kirtana, take the name of the Lord, what he will do? Boom, boom, boom. That's all. Only a human being can sing the praise of Lord. Only a human being can have devotion. Only a human being can chant the name of the Lord. Only a human being can meditate. But eating, animals can do much better than yourselves. And if your whole life, if you say, my success lies in getting money, eating nice food, and living okay, and producing children, you are no better than animals. Have you got the extraordinary power of realizing yourself, which is your birthright, that is SQ, then only you have developed your total personality. So total personality development means physical, intellectual, mental, moral, and also spiritual development of the personality. IQ, EQ, and SQ. And how to develop SQ? How to develop spiritual intelligence? The Western psychologists and the Western philosophers are not able to give the clue to that. They are fumbling about it. Why? Because they have yet to know from our culture. We have made a lot of research on this subject, how to develop SQ. They are still fumbling about it. Swami Vivekananda gave a beautiful sentence, a beautiful paragraph in his introduction to Raj Yoga, and gave the gist of Vedanta. The research that was done for thousands of years by our great rishis, which came in the form of Upanishads, this whole gist has been given, the gist of Upanishads was given in Bhagavad Gita, and the gist of Bhagavad Gita has been given in the books of Swami Vivekananda. And there he says, in his introduction to Raj Yoga, each soul is potentially divine. The goal of human life is to manifest this divinity within by controlling nature, external and internal. Do this either by work, worship, psychic control, or philosophy, by one or more or all of these, and be free. This is the whole of religion. Dogmas, rituals, worships, mosques, churches, books are but secondary details. Each soul is potentially divine. Every human being has got a center of consciousness within his heart or her heart. Esha sarveshu bhuteshu gudo atma na prakashate drishyate tvagraya buddhya shukshmaya shukshmadarshibhi. Inside every human being there is a center of consciousness, irrespective of caste, creed, color, religion or sex or nationality. Every human being has got a center of consciousness. Inside that center of consciousness is, the very nature of that Atman is ever pure, ever blissful, birthless, deathless, ever pure, ever blissful Atman. That is the nature of each and every human being. But at present, we are not able to feel, we are not able to realize that. Why? Because it is there in a hidden form. Esha sarveshu bhuteshu gudo atma na prakashate. It is there, but it is hidden, not visible. If it is not visible, what is the proof? Proof. What is the evidence? Evidence is drishyate. Some people have seen it. Who have seen it? Drishyate tvagraya buddhya sukshmaya shukshmadarshibhi. Those who have one point intellect and a very special type of intellect, that is spiritual intelligence, they have seen this Atman, they have seen this Paramatman, they have seen this God, they have realized this Atman, and that is the proof of it. In our own times, we have become skeptic. Whether there is Atman, who knows? What is the proof? Who has seen it? Who is Paramatman? All these may be bogus things, who knows? Whatever is material we can see with these eyes, what is the proof? This is the same question which came in the mind of Narendra Dutt. Because he was also educated in the same Lord Macaulay's education policy, what we had been taught. And he had read the books of Kant, Hegel, Spencer, John Stuart Mill, all the Western authors he had read, so many philosophical books, and he became an atheist, an agnostic. Who has seen God? Who has seen the Atman? All these bogus things. I don't believe. And whenever any great personality would come and visit Calcutta, he used to go to that personality, that person. Sir, you are talking much about God. I want to ask you one question. Have you seen God? Nobody could reply. And so he became very much disappointed. But he wanted to realize the truth. He was very sincere. Then he heard that Maharshi Devendrath Tagore used to have very good meditation on God. Maharshi Devendrath Tagore was the father of Rabindranath Tagore. He was a leader of Brahma Samaj. At that time, he used to stay in a boat, in a cabin. So one fine morning, Narendranath went to Maharshi Devendranath Tagore, entered the cabin. Devendranath Tagore was meditating. After some time, when he opened his eyes, Narendranath said, Sir, I want to ask you one question. Yes. Sir, I heard that you meditate too much on God. I want to ask you one question. Sir, have you seen God? For some time, Devendranath Tagore looked at him and he said, My dear boy, your eyes are beautiful, those of a yogi. Narendranath became disappointed. I am asking, have you seen God? He says, your eyes are beautiful. I don't want my appreciation. I want my question replied. He became frustrated. One day, he had gone to his college. He was at the time studying in Scottish Church College, General Assembly College. Later on, it became Scottish Church College. That day, the professor of English literature was absent. Nowadays, in the college, if the professor absent, students, they just have a nice holiday. Those times, that was not the thing. The principal, Professor William Hastie, himself came to take the class of English literature. He was taking the class on English literature and he was teaching them Wordsworth's poem. The name of the poem was The Excursion. There, the poet described a scene where the poet, after seeing the scenic beauty, natural beauty, went into a trance, into samadhi, into superconscious state. Then the student asked, Sir, is it possible that somebody can go into that trance, go into superconscious state, a samadhi state? Is it possible? Then Professor William Hastie said, Principal, yes, it is possible. I know at least one person I have seen with my own eyes, one person who frequently enters into this state of trance. If you want, you can also see that person because he lives in Calcutta. There is the temple of Dakshineshwar, Mother Kali, Bhavtarini. In that temple, in a room, lives Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa. He enters into this superconscious state often. He enters into this samadhi state often. If you want, you can see him. Narendranath got the clue. Okay, let us see. He immediately went to Dakshineshwar, went to the room of Sri Ramakrishna. At that time, Sri Ramakrishna was sitting on a small cot. Those two cots are yet now kept. If you go visit Calcutta, you must visit that room where Sri Ramakrishna used to stay. There are two cots. One is a big cot, large cot where he used to sleep. One is a small cot on which he used to sit and talk. Those two cots are still there in Dakshineshwar. You can see. It is kept as it is. So Narendranath went. At that time, Sri Ramakrishna was sitting on a small cot and talking to the devotees, and devotees were sitting on the floor. So Narendranath also sat down on the floor. And he heard the conversation. For some time he heard the conversation. Then he said, Sir, enough of the conversations about God. Now you answer my question. He shoot the same question. Have you seen God? And for the first time he received a satisfactory reply. Sri Ramakrishna said, Yes, my boy, I have seen God. Not only that, he said, I am seeing Him more intensely than I am seeing you. Not only that, he said, if you want, you also can see Him, but you have to perform spiritual practices. This is the science of religion. Science says H2 plus O2 is equal to H2. I don't believe. Hydrogen is a gas, oxygen is a gas. How can it get water? It's not a question of belief. Come to laboratory, have electrical process, Find out for yourself whether hydrogen oxygen gas gives water or not, and then say, I don't believe. H2 plus O2 is equal to H2. Similarly, Sri Ram, I have seen God. You also can see Him, but you have to come to the laboratory and perform spiritual practices. And Narendra accepted the challenge. He performed spiritual practices. He followed all the spiritual practices, and he also realized God. Had a direct vision of God, direct vision of the Atman. And he had also Nirvikalpa Samadhi when he was in Kashipur. And that is why in Chicago Parliament religions, he could roar on the top of his voice with great conviction, because he had that realization when he said, when he quoted the shloka from the Shvetashvatra Upanishad, Shunvantu Vishve Amritasya Putra Aye Dhamani Divyani Tastu Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam Aditya Varnam Tamasa Parastat Tameva Viditvati Brittameti Nanya Pantha Vidyate Naya. I have seen the ancient one who is beyond all miseries. Oh, come all of ye, and I shall free you from all miseries. That is the sentence of Shvetashvatra Upanishad, which he said, which he told in the Chicago Parliament religions, because he also had realized the truth. So that is the truth. That is the proof. There is the center of consciousness inside every human being. And Swami Vivekananda says, each soul is potentially divine. The goal of human life is to manifest this divinity within. How? By controlling nature, external and internal. How this can be done? By 4 methods. Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga and Raj Yoga. These are the 4 methods. You can have help of 1, 2, 3 or combination of all the 4 yogas and realize the divinity within. Manifest the divinity within. And that is the purpose of life. And that is the whole of religion. Rest all the things, all the other rituals. How many times you have visited temple or churches or mosques? How many big tilaks you have put on the forehead? How many times you have fasted? These are all unimportant. They are not bad. They are not the whole and soul of religion. Real religion lies in practicing this manifesting of the divinity, in practicing these 4 yogas. Jnana Yoga, that is Shravan, Manan, Nididhyasana. That is finding out the real true nature. That is Jnana Yoga. To tell you still more, for the modern man, I put it like this: reading inspiring books, which gives you direct knowledge of yourself. Inspiring books which gives you which raises your internal power. That is Jnana Yoga. And then meditate on that. That is Jnana Yoga. What is Raj Yoga? Raj Yoga is Ashtanga Yoga. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan and Samadhi. Yama is 5. Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha, Ahimsa. That is, Satya is truthfulness, Asteya, non-stealing, Brahmacharya, continence, Aparigraha, non-receipt of the gifts, non-covetousness, and Ahimsa, non-violence. And there are 5 niyamas: Shauch, purity, internal and external purification, Shauch. Santosh, contentment. Swadhyaya, study. Shauch, Santosh, and Tap. Tap is austerity. Swadhyaya, study. And Ishwar Pranidhan, devotion to God. Yama, Niyama, Asan, Pranayam, Dharana, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan and Samadhi. This Ashtanga Yoga. This is Raj Yoga. To tell to the modern people, I make it simplified and say that is practicing the moral values in life, the values of life, and meditation for some time. That is Raj Yoga for you. Then Karma Yoga, converting work into worship. Whatever work we have been allotted in our life, whatever is our Swadharma, trying to do it in perfect manner, best possible manner, because it is God's work, but in a detached manner, with the spirit of detachment, not getting too much attached to the work or to the fruits thereof. Karmani avadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phal heturbhu mate sangosta karmani.